YouTube? What's going on? It's Juan got here with another video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about the Washington Commanders and the Indianapolis Colts preview video, where we're going to be talking about what the Washington Commanders have to do to win, final outcome, and more. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So this is a huge game for the Washington Commanders as they try to get back to 500 on the season. They're currently 3-4 and in fourth place of the NFC East. But with the win this Sunday, and I believe a Seahawks Seahawks loss, or it was a Buccaneers loss, which the Buccaneers already lost. And if the Seahawks lose too, or if the Washington Commanders just win, they could see themselves in the 6th seed come Sunday, or 7th seed rather, which is crazy to think. Just 2 weeks ago, I was ready to give up on the season, and rightfully so, because it didn't look like it was going in a positive direction. And it was more so not because of the talent on the field. It was more so of the coaching staff and how I just didn't believe in them. And I still kind of don't. Jack Del Rio, I believe in him the most out of any of these coaches, but I'm still not believing in him just yet fully. We got a lot of work to do, but the Washington Commanders hit the road again to go face the Indianapolis Colts, and it's going to be a big game again, like I said. Now, the Colts, they have already shooken this matchup up. As first, it was supposed to be Carson Wentz versus Matt Ryan, but Carson Wentz, as we know, hurt his finger, and then now Matt Ryan is getting benched for Sam Ehlinger, which like I said earlier in the week, I'm scared of that more than what I would have been with Matt Ryan, because at least we know what Matt Ryan is. At least we know our pass rush could have got to him, but we don't know what Sam Ehlinger is. We haven't seen him at all. He's practically a rookie, but he's in his second year, but he really hasn't played. So this is his first career start. You know what I'm saying? And this is more scarier than facing the Matt Ryan, because you don't know what you can get from Sam Ehlinger. Sam Ehlinger, he looks a little bit like a Taylor Heineke in a way, with the ability just to play off schedule, have poise in the pocket. You know, he can move around a little bit. But hopefully we prevent him from doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the Indianapolis Colts failed on yet another quarterback. Okay, they already failed on Carson Wentz. They failed on Matt Ryan. Hopefully this Sam Ehlinger experience, at least for this week, doesn't go well. So looking at the injury report for the Washington Commanders, we got a lot of guys out. Cole Holcomb being the biggest one out, this week, and I believe you had De'Ami Brown and others questionable. But Jahan Dotson's out again. Cole Holcomb as those two being the main ones that's out. That is huge, because Cole Holcomb is the middle linebacker for this defense. He is the one that gets everyone set. He's the one that calls the play. So it's going to be, a horrifying experience having to put either David Mayo or John Boom Bostic back in the game, which I don't want to do, but we may have to. They talked a little bit about having Jamin Davis at middle linebacker. I would prefer that, although we came to the conclusion that he is an outside linebacker. I would prefer him to be the middle linebacker instead of John Bostic or David Mayo. But that is going to be a huge blow to our defense, because we need Cole Holcomb. This is a defensive unit that has been playing well, as of late. The pass rush was playing well. They didn't have a good day last week, but the secondary stepped up. This was a defense that was turning things around. Now having one of their main pieces out is going to be huge, but hopefully it doesn't affect us much. Now, you look at the Indianapolis Colts side of things. They're getting their best player on their team back in Shaquille Leonard, their linebacker. Now, he will be on a pitch count. And he will, probably play like 10 or 15 snaps. But again, like a lot of other people say, when you get in the heat of the moment, although you're set to play 10 to 15 snaps, if your defense is on the field and it needs a stop of the Washington Commanders offense to seal the victory, he's going to be out there to play. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully Washington could stay out of the way of Shaquille Leonard, and we can find a way to attack their secondary, find a good day to run in between the tackles and take advantage of that defensive line, which is stout. It has DeForest Buckner. They will be out Kwity Paye yet again. So we have some pieces that we can take advantage of. That play action game and that run game featuring Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson could be in for a big day. Now, you look at how Washington can defeat the Indianapolis Colts, you may ask. Number one, we got to make them one-dimensional. We got to find a way to shut down Jonathan Taylor in this run game. Jonathan Taylor's working his way back. He's going to have a bigger workload than he did last week. He only had 10 carries last week. he's going to have a much bigger role this week, considering the fact that they want to continue to ramp him back up from his injury. Now, this is a top back in the league. You know what I'm saying? Again, he hasn't been playing like it, but I just hope this is another week where he doesn't play like it. Hopefully, he saves his get-off game for the next week's game, and hopefully we can find a way to shut him down or at least hold him to a minimum day and make the reason they beat us Sam Ehlinger, okay? That's my next key right there is make Sam Ehlinger beat you. You know what I'm saying? Make them one-dimensional. Make him have to beat you off his right arm. You know what I'm saying? And if Sam Ehlinger beats you in his first career start, then hats off to him. But don't make it easy for him. Don't allow him to hand it off to Jonathan Taylor. And Jonathan Taylor kills us for 25 carries for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. We can't afford to have that kind of day. If we have that kind of day, we're going to lose, okay? So we got to find a way to make them one-dimensional. Next key I have for the Washington Commanders is take advantage of that Colts secondary. Now, I don't really know anybody in that Colts secondary, and that should tell you a lot about their secondary and how bad it can be. Because I believe their best quarterback, I'm not even sure who it is. Is it Isaiah Rodgers or somebody like that? I don't really know who their best corner is. So that should tell you again a lot how weak that secondary could be. So we need to find a way to take advantage of that. Terry, Curtis Samuel, get them involved early. You know, hopefully if De'Ami Brown plays, he was limited all week. So hopefully if he plays, we can get him more involved. Cole Turner. Or not Cole Turner, Amani Rodgers. Cole Turner will be out. Amani Rodgers, and if Logan Thomas plays, we can get him more involved. I want to see a little bit more John Bates. You know what I'm saying? John Bates, again, I understand he was a blocking tight end coming out of Boise State, but last year he showed the ability to actually catch the ball pretty well. Let's get more John Bates back going this week. But more so, I really just want to make Taylor Heineke comfortable. I want him to have another week where he doesn't have to do too much. You know what I'm saying? He can just take a back seat, make the throws when he has to, maybe throw for big, probably like maybe 27, 28 times. Doesn't have to throw for too many passes. The run game's clicking. Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, and sprinkling a little J.D. McKissick here and there. Hopefully we can just make it easy and go into Indianapolis with a team and come out with the win. You know what I'm saying? Going riding a 2-game win streak and come out with a 3-game win streak. Hopefully that can be the case. And hopefully the Washington Commanders can get back to 4-4 and make it 500 for the first time this year, or back to 500 since I guess the Jacksonville Week 1 performance. So it's gonna be a huge game, man. 4:25 kickoff, so we have a late window game. I'm excited, man. Hopefully the Washington Commanders can pull it out now. What is my final outcome? This is going to be tough because I feel like when I don't believe in the guys, they prove me wrong and they actually go out there and win. But once they start to get me to believe again and I start picking them to win games, that's when they're going to let me down and show me why I should keep picking against them. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to say the Washington Commanders win yet another game. I think the Washington Commanders probably win this game 20-15, and the Washington Commanders make it 3 games in a row and get back to 500 in this NFC East and in this NFC playoff picture. So, yeah, man, let me try to think about this video in the comment section down below. As always, it's been boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe, help us watch the Commanders. We're on over to 5,000 subscribers. Again, this is a huge, huge game. You know I will be live streaming the game tomorrow. So make sure you guys come through, watch the game with me, and root on your Washington Commanders. Leave your comments, thoughts, and opinions down below in the comment section. I'm out. Peace. Oh, yeah, before I get out of here, I actually want to talk about this trade rumor and stuff about Antonio Gibson. It's just a bunch of BS, man. And basically, Jordan Schultz came out and made a tweet about Antonio Gibson and Washington being interested in the trading of one Antonio Gibson. You also heard Daron Payne's name up. So basically, Ron Rivera shut it down and basically said, no, we're not trading Antonio Gibson. In fact, we're not trading none of our guys. I definitely think Washington probably was listening to trade offers, but they just weren't blown away by anything they heard. So therefore, they just didn't go with it. Because, I mean, even if you got like a Chase Young, for an example, or Jonathan Allen, and a guy calls you and just interested to make conversation to see where what's the status of him and what would it be to get him, just to hear, I would do that as a GM. You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe Ron Rivera probably did that with Antonio Gibson. But I don't think they were actually serious in trading Antonio Gibson. But then again, Ron Rivera did say unless they were blown away by an offer that they couldn't turn down. Other than that, I don't think they were going to trade him. Me personally, I wouldn't trade him. Not just because we're still in the mix of, possibly getting a wild card spot and turning the season around, but also for the simple fact that Antonio Gibson is he is one of the best players we have on this team, and he's one of the few, franchise pieces as far as trying to change the culture and all that. One of those guys that Ron Rivera drafted that actually gets it. So I wouldn't trade Antonio Gibson. Deron Payne, I was on the fence of, let's just let him walk after the season. But after the season he's having right now, I think we might actually re-sign Deron Payne, and I'm fine with that, honestly. Because Big Payne has been having a really, really good year, and I basically always went on record. You go back into my old videos where I said, if they keep Deron, cool, but if they let him walk, I'm not going to be mad. We can always find Deron Payne's replacement, but he's been having a hell of a year. I think they're going to pay him. I don't think they're going to trade him or anything like that. So the only guy that possibly could get traded is William Jackson before the trade deadline, but the days are slowly coming fast, I guess you would say, and they're narrowing down because trade deadline, but I guess it ends probably next week. So we got to find a way to get William Jackson out of here, or they're just going to have to put him back out there and play him. So we'll see, but I don't think they're going to trade any Antonio Gibson or Deron Payne. So all that is, that's BS. So yeah, man. I'm out.
Cost me one time, that's going to get you popped.